So here's my motorcycle, a Honda CB750 Nighthawk, and this video is about how I'm going to repair the tail light into the bracket, because for now I was holding it on with this piece of wire, and it's on the body of the motorcycle. It's held up on the bottom, and one screw thing that the screw goes into snapped off, and the other one was still good. So this is the rear body section, and this is after the repairs. I'm kind of doing it backwards, but when I flip it over, you'll see here's the tail light. Okay, and this bracket here, the brake light is held on by this bracket, which is screwed into the top of this plastic molding. Now, this side was still good, this screw hole here, but the other side had snapped off. This whole thing broke off, and through this video you'll see how I created this epoxy stump, if you will, so I could screw this back in. And I also reinforced this one here and made it stronger, so that should never break, because it's a screw hole, but it's made out of this material here. It's just molded out of this plastic, and it broke. So that's the whole purpose of this video. The problem is, see this little thing here? This is what holds the tail light on. Okay, now this side is broken, as you can see. See, it's broken in there. It's snapped off. So I've been holding the tail light up with a wire and stuff, but what I did was I got JB Weld. This one cures in 5 minutes, or quick setting. Faster than 24 hours is the other one. So this JB Quick is like a hardened metal kind of two mixture epoxy, and what I did was I washed all this out, and then I sanded it a little bit. Then I got a razor blade and I scratched it in there so the JB Weld epoxy glue will have something more to grip on. And then I got this sheet of plastic, and I'm cutting out a mold, which is this thing here, and I'm just duct taping it down, and then I'm going to pour some JB Weld in there to build it up. And it says only to do like a 1/4 inch at a time, but I'm just gonna try and probably do more than that, but we'll see. So I'll build it up, and it'll be similar to this, but it'll be a big chunk of JB Weld, and then I can drill a hole down the middle and just put in another screw to hold the light. So this stuff is pretty thick, thicker than I thought it was. So I'm gonna have to spoon it into the mold I made. Okay, so I mix it up. I used probably half the tubes right now, and it's sitting in there. I kind of mix it and spooned it in there. It's really thick stuff. Then it just hit me, haha. The JB Weld is gonna stick to this mold I made, I think. I'm pretty sure it's gonna. So what I'm gonna have to do is get my Dremel and cut off any excess of this plastic that I made. Okay, so what I decided was I took off this mold that I made. I took it off because this one is only needed reinforcing. So I plugged up the hole with a piece of tape, and I just smeared it all around the plastic. And once in a while it would sag, so I'd have to, use the little piece of plastic to bring it back upwards. And this one, the package says it sets in 4 minutes and cures in 4 hours. Now the regular JB Weld takes 24 hours for it to be completely finished. I removed the tape that protected the hole, so now you can see how the JB Weld is all around that whole thing. I know it looks pretty crappy. I gotta admit it looks crappy, but this doesn't show. So I peeled off the mold I made, and it did harden pretty well. I just gotta cut off that excess. Here I started sanding it. I've got a Dremel tool, And now I'm going to shape it to make it look a little better, and then I gotta flatten it out to this level, or I'm going to get the bracket and make sure that I flatten this part out. I have to see the height and then drill a hole in there, and then that's what actually is holding the rear tail light. Okay, so now I sanded it down. It looks a little better, and I've drilled a hole, and now I'm working the screw, man. I'm working the screw. Okay, so now it's done. Here's the side that was okay, but I just epoxied it for reinforcement. And then here's the one I made, the big monster. But it'll do its job. And the light is secure. Okay, so now it's on. And from the back, on the right side up, it looks fine. Strong, sturdy. And now it's time to put it back on the bike.